Today, we're doing an Enrique makeover. Hi guys, my name's Dr Sarah Tonks. I'm a cosmetic physician in London. Today is very exciting because I have 2 new things for you. That's right, 2. So the first thing is we are continuing the theme of having men on the channel. So we've got another chap. And the second thing is I've changed the format slightly. So I had a lot of viewers asking me, yeah, that's great, but how many syringes did you use for this? Or how many did you use for that? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you what it looks like when somebody has 4, 8, 12, and then 16 mils of filler. I know that sounds mad, right? 16 mils, but we do it. Okay, so this is our young man of the moment. What are we gonna do? Well, part of what I like to do is identify any areas where I can get a big win. And I think right here in his jawline, where he's lost volume, would make a huge improvement. Can you see how this area is quite shadowed here? So if we can fill that up and make the jawline look a bit straighter, that will go a long way to making the face appear more masculine. Currently, if I just drop a very squiggly wiggly line down to the chin, you can see that the middle part of the chin is actually in line with in between the eyes, and ideally you would want it to be a tiny bit wider on a man. So remember, going back to that old chestnut, your phi ratio, which will mean that the chin is probably about here. I think we could also do with a little bit of crisping up of the jawline here. I'm just going to show you a quick picture of him from the side because you can't really see it from the front, but he's really flat in this area. So you see next to the nose right here, that's quite dished back. So to get a good result, we'll need to bring all that forwards. Okay, so let's talk about these crazy 16 mils that we're putting in. Starting off with the classics, we're going to do the Botox first. So forehead, frown lines, nasalis, that's this bit here, stops the bunny lines. Got that out of the way now. So moving on. Cheek filler. First of all, we're doing the arch, which is the cheekbone. Second of all, we're doing the beautification point, which is the highest point of the cheekbone, kind of this area here. And then because his mid-face is quite smushed in, as you saw from the side view, we're going to be injecting right here at the base of the nose to really bring that forwards. And we're going to do that a couple of times. So I'm initially going deep, which is directly on top of the bone here. Then I'm going to inject directly into the nose to mouth line afterwards. And ding dong, that's it, 4 mils gone. So as you can see, after 4 mils, not a huge change. Remember, these after pictures are taken on the same day, meaning that he is going to have some swelling there. This is not how it's going to look when all that swelling has gone down. It does give you an idea of what you can do with just 4 mils of filler. Next up, we've got the temple. This is going to kind of raise his eyebrow slightly. We've got more in the front part of the cheek. Remember, his maxilla is very pushed back. I'm switching now to use a cannula, and we're taking that cannula almost up to the tear trough, but not quite. And now I'm swapping hyaluronic acid for Radiesse, which is calcium hydroxyapatite. We're now doing the marionette zone, where there's that significant amount of shadowing. And bammy wham, that's now 8 mils. You see, he's starting to get a little bit swollen. And remember guys, this is totally normal. Whenever you do a filler, that area does get swollen. It's just a normal, regular thing. There's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta go with it. Moving on, because the lower part of the face, where he'd lost volume in the chin, was one of the bigger issues, I'm gonna go back in there, but with a different entry point. It's really important when doing this treatment not to add volume where he's already too full. So you can see very clearly in the before picture that there's a bit of a hollow there, and then above that there's quite a lot of fullness. So if we inject into the area where it's full, it's going to make it look worse. It really has to stay localized just where there's the depression. That's all been done with Radiesse there. And also using Radiesse, we're going to go over and do the angle of the jaw. The Vic is at the door, it's 12 mils. So what you guys can see now, he's just getting basically like ridiculously swollen, and you do see that when you use Radiesse. You get a lot more swelling when you use Radiesse in comparison with a lot of other products. That's just how it is. So it's kind of hard for you to appreciate the difference, but you just gotta have a bit of faith here. We're gonna go back and treat the front part of the cheek again. The reason for this is this was the part that needed the most attention originally. So we treated it. Then we treated other parts of the face, like the chin and the angle of the jaw. And then that now means that the middle part of the face doesn't look as good. So we have to go back and retreat it. Treating the base of the nose again. And I'm going around further underneath the nose right here to bring that forwards too. Moving around to doing the chin, and let's just see, I've drawn a line so that you can see the width to try and make it straight according to the 5 principles. Put the kettle on, love, it's 16 mils. We're gonna put even more in the chin area. That's this point here, just to make it really, really straight, really, really masculine. Finishing off with some lip treatment. So we're doing the vermilion border and the upper middle tubercle using the TSL pen. Then we've swapped to the lower lip middle part of the vermilion with a 32 gauge needle. I've done this last because you really have to do everything else before you can do the lip. The lip is sort of like, you know, the icing on the cake. You can't really do the lip on him without doing the other things first. Otherwise it will just look really, really dumb. Shiver my timbers, we used a total of 18 mils. It's 2 more mils than I said at the start of the video. Okay, so let's take a look. I know what you guys were thinking. Oh my God, he looks so puffy, so swollen. How on earth is he gonna come back from this? Well, yeah, I mean, of course he looks puffy and swollen. He's just had like 18 mils of filler put in his face. Well, this is how he looked a few weeks later. So, pretty good, I think. Let's go over it. You can see that his cheekbone now, pretty cut. Look at that bad boy. We've also managed to turn this area of loss of volume flat and lengthen and widen his chin. Just puts everything else kind of more in proportion. The angle of the jaw looks a bit more cut. You can see the whole length of the jaw appears straighter. The lip is more symmetrical with a little bit more definition in the lower middle third and the 2 Glauco-Klein points. Glauco-Klein point is that bit right there. I know what you're thinking. That's all well and good, Sarah, but what about him smiling? I got you. So, kind of interesting. So when we look at him smiling, you can see his lower teeth here, right? But you can't see them there. And that's a result of adding all this product in the chin because it's kind of pushed the lower lip up. Now, as you get older, you can see more and more of the lower teeth, and it's actually an aging feature to be able to visualize the lower teeth on a smile. Therefore, cutting that out and reducing lower tooth show is actually a positive thing. See that dimple in the middle of the chin there? We got it. And we've also managed to improve these tiny little forehead lines as well. It's kind of an aside, really. Funny, you know, everybody always comes in asking for Botox, but when we do these videos, I almost don't even mention it, even though I usually do it for most patients. because in comparison with everything else, it's kind of not that impressive. Okay guys, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed our young man's glow up and you agree that he looks hot to trot. If you've enjoyed today's video and you'd like to see more of the same, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you feel like it. I'll see you next week.